Hi guys, it's Gecko, and today I'm bringing you my kind of end of the year TBR. There's probably going to be more books than this, and I'm probably not going to read half the books on this list because this is me. Yeah, please ignore the fact that there's a mattress in the room. I know I'm trying to. So before we start, I have my coffee. I feel like that's necessary for the amount of books I've got. There's 23 books, if I've counted correctly. Chances are I haven't. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read off the ones that are on this list. I'm going to move this jewellery tray and push these books over here so I can start piling them this side. So, as soon as I finish my current read, which I should be finished soon, because I have less than, I've got about 120 pages left, I will be reading Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. This is a trans-Latinx ghosty love story thing I'm very excited for. I pre-ordered this the second I heard of it, and I think it's a very beautiful cover. So, all I've been hearing is amazing things. So I'm very excited. Now, the mug I'm using is my Fairy Elite Shadowhunters mug. The coffee is very hot. I'm sorry if you can hear any noises from outside. I am filming at like 8ish PM? 8ish? 6ish. 6ish. 1800. I swear I know what I'm talking about. Then the next book will be City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. Now, I am actually partway through this. I'm on page 348, chapter 15. I just really want to finish this before the year's out. And there are 640 pages. I'm on page 348, so I'm just over halfway. So I should be finishing that intermittently between other books. I only needed to read that because I read Clockwork Princess and I wanted to know what a certain character at the end of that, at the epilogue of that, said, and how things started to change. Next book on my list is another book I've already started. I'm less than halfway through Ronan Rising by Leigh Bardugo. As you can see, I'm a bit of a fan of Six Crows. So this would mean I read the majority of this trilogy this year. Pretty sure. Did I read Seasons all last year? I think I read the first two last year. I finished this year, I think. But it's good. It's better than I thought it would be. So hopefully finish that one as well. Another book that I've started and need to finish is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. I was reading this and then I fell into a reading slump, and I'm like, I'm on page 106. I'm on the same page of both of these books, but this one is a chonker. This is the epilogue. The end. This is 613 pages. Why do I read such big books? This I don't really know how to explain. It's kind of like this magical fantasy thing. This is the this is to explain the Grisha magic system, I guess, and war, and it's kind of referred to in the Six Crows. I'm trying to be very vague about it, but this is basically the Grisha and why things happen the way they do, I guess. Let me tell you what this is about. An angel and a devil falling in love, and yeah, this is the apocalypse. It's fun. Next on my list are two books by the same author. Both books next two in the series, and they are Scarlet and Archenemies by Marissa Meyer. This is Heroes, Villains, Vengeance, and Forbidden Love. I do love the new covers, as much as I love Renegades, which you can see here. I really like the new covers just as much, so I'm really gonna try to get Renegades in the new editions. And I have already started this too. I'm on chapter 3 of this, which is page 22, which I would argue isn't really starting it at all. Only kidding. I think. So this is sort of superheroes undercover sort of thing, where the good guys may not be the good guys you think they are, which is awesome. This is a sci-fi retelling of Red Riding Hood. It's the sequel to Cinder, which I read a while ago and absolutely loved it. So we start Scarlet. I need to get Cress. I really need to get the rest of the series. They've just released the new covers, and I want to get the old covers and in the new covers. So that'll be a fun thing to do. Hi Loki. There's a Loki behind me. But yes, this is set in New Beijing, and it's got Cinder in it, and yeah. This follows on and characters connect. I was just trying to see if there was any way to make... The answer to that is no. Damn. Next on my list is not Loki, but Loki. Hello Loki. This is a good thing about the Avengers. Loki gets to be on camera more. Because we all know he likes being on camera, don't you, you massive tart? So anyway, you're just gonna... Okay. Next on my list is Two Dark Reigns by Kendara Blake, which is the third novel, fourth book in the Queens of Fenburn series. And it's about these three queens who on their 16th year have to fight to the death. So one can be the Queen of Fenburn. Loki, do you want coffee? You don't want coffee. Come on, get down. Get down. Get up then, get up then. Wow. Wow. So yes, they have to fight to the death, and these three sisters and the story. And once I finish this one, there's only one book left, and it's the end of the series. So I'm very excited to finish this. Really, really excited. And this cover is all these covers are so stunning. Now we move on to a booktube favourite, and one that Fictional Fakes, Joel, has read this year and absolutely loved, and everyone, well, most people who've read it loved it. That's The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is the life of a fictional, reclusive Hollywood icon and her glamorous and scandalous life, and she chooses to tell it to an unknown journalist. And I believe she is Cuban. She has 7 husbands, but apparently she's also bisexual. There's bisexual rap in this too, which is very interesting. I love bisexual rap in books. Next on my list is a book that I have been meaning to read for ages, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I said that weird. This is the first book in a duology, I think it is, about this guy called Strange, Laszlo Strange, who is a dreamer, and he's looking for the mythical lost city of Weep. So it sounds really good, and I've liked the 2 and a bit books that I've read by her already, so that's good. I can't wait. What are you looking at, Loki? Next on my list is a newer release that I've been meaning to read, but because I'm terrible at reading and I'm reading 1,000 things at once, I haven't actually got to yet. And that is Cinderella is Dead by Callan Bayron. The lovely thing about this is it's a stunning purple under the dust jacket, and it's a feminist Cinderella retelling, but with a sapphic romance, which is really cool. I love this edition. This is the US edition. Yes, the US hardcover. I really want to get the UK paperback because it is stunning as well. So I'm really hoping I enjoy it, justify getting 2 copies. The next book is another huge one, and that is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. As far as I know, this is about an underground library. I mean, I have started it. Again, this is another book I started on page 61. And it's a story within a story of a story, and it's this whole thing, and there's an underground library, and there is a gay main character, and from the description, there may be an Achillean romance. So, very much looking forward to that. Yes, I think. So the next book on my list of books I need to finish by the end of the year is a book I've had a long time, and I love Aurora Rising, Aurora Burning. Can't wait for the third one by this duo, and this is Illuminate by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. And I've started this book loads of times. I've got the audiobook, everything. What I think I need to do is I think I actually need to follow along with the audiobook. See, I've started it, I'm not very far into it. Because it's told in a file format, which is really cool. I do love it. I love the format, I love all of it. I just really, really hope I enjoy it, because I love Jay Kristoff's writing. And from what I've read of Amy Kaufman, I love her books too. Although what I've read of her books consist of the books she's co-written with Jay Kristoff. I've read more by Jay Kristoff. And the Nevernight Chronicles are amazing. I need to read the third one, but I haven't included it on this list because I read the second one this year, so I'm thinking one a year if I can wait that long. Next on my list is another sequel. And that is The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This is about a group of people, teenagers, who are looking for a mythical Welsh king, because whoever wakes him can have the secret. Now, I've read the first book, and I own the other 3, and the audiobooks are on Spotify, so I don't even have an excuse. I can read them anytime, and I have the Raven Boys and the Raven King on Audible, so I really need to start reading it. And mythical Welsh kings I love. I learnt a lot about Owain Glendower from school. We did a particular history course, so I'm really fascinated to find out what Maggie Stiefvater's take is as it continues. I love the sort of paranormal romance element to it. So that's fun. This next book on my list is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. This is a contemporary. Let's just see. What's that? No, the chapters just have like text messages on them. This is a sapphic romance about a girl. It's described as a smart, hilarious black girl magic rom-com. And this cover is absolutely lovely, and I can't wait to read it. And it's so small. I really need to read it. So I'm hoping I can get through this year. Now, another book I've had for a long time, like with Illumination, I think it's the format that's putting me off reading it. That is Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart. Now, I've read We Were Liars, looking for it's actually out there, and I love that book. Unreliable narrators, all of that, love it. This book, however, starts on chapter 18, and you read backwards to get to chapter 1, which is a year before the ending of the book. So you know the ending, and then you work your way back to the beginning, which is an interesting concept. Now, I'm on board with it. It's just interesting, and it's not something that's usually done, so it's one of those. Next on my list is a book that's been on far too many TBRs, and I will be reading it this month because it's on my unofficial October TBR, along with Cemetery Boys and the next 3 books after it, after I finish Wicked Fox, and that is A Gathering of Shadows by V. Schwab. The second book in the A Darker Shade of Magic trilogy, which the first one was so good. I need to get the third one, but wow. This is about a world where there are 4 Londons, focusing on these characters. One is a traveller through worlds, and the other is a pirate. It's just such an interesting concept, and I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm hoping I continue to love the series. Next on my list, and also on my unofficial October TBR list, is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera, which is a fantasy I know nothing about. But then again, I know nothing about before the book, there's a quote from Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo, and I love it. I've read all of Adam Silvera's other books apart from this, so I need to read it before the sequel comes out. I actually don't know when the sequel is coming out. I should probably learn that. But I've given all of his book 5 stars so far, so fantasy or not, I'm expecting to give this 5 stars. He's never written a fantasy before, but his books are very much speculative with the fiction. Like, so it's in contemporary, but there's speculative elements to it, which is always cool. Apart from History's All You Left Me, that was just told in 2 time periods and dealt with grief. So, actually, all of his books have to do with grief. So, it'll be interesting to see what this book entails. It's a very pretty cover. Who will live forever and who will die trying? I can't wait. Next on my list is a sequel that literally came out this week as I'm filming it. Actually, these next 2 books came out on the same day, and they're on my TBR for this month because, obviously. This one is Dear Justice by Nick Stone, the sequel to Dear Martin, and they changed the cover. My copy of Dear Martin doesn't look as cool, and it's behind a pile of books, so I can't get to it. But Dear Martin is about a young black guy called Justice who is racially profiled, and to deal with that, he writes letters to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which was really cool, and it just helped him deal with it, and I really liked that aspect of it, and because of who Dr. King was. So that's fun. This is about a guy called Quan who ended up going the other way to justice, and I'm not sure how it's told, whether it's told in letters to Justice, but it's an unflinching exploration of race and inequality, and it couldn't be more fitting, and I'm so glad I get to have this book, and I know it'll be amazing because Nick Stone's books are incredible. The next book on my list is the book that came out on the same day as this in the UK, as I've said, and that is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It is stunning. This is just the general UK edition. Look at those end pages. Like, they've gone all out for this. The US cover is really dull, but this is stunning. And this is about a girl who's destined to be forgotten by everyone. A desperate woman makes a desperate deal in the dark, a bargain to live forever, but be remembered by none. And apparently there's a romance in it, which is really cool, because V. Schwab doesn't write romance. That should be interesting. Next on my list are 2 books by the same author again. And they are Bianca and Roja and Wild Beauty by Anne-Marie Macklemore. Now, I've been meaning to read one of their books for a while. This seems to be a Snow White and Rose Red retelling. And I'm not entirely sure what this is about. Something to do with flowers. Part mystery, part love story. Okay. The biggest lie of all is the story you think you already know. Okay. So, these will be quite interesting to read. So, yeah. Snow White and Rose Red, which is the original fairy tale by the Brothers Grimm. And the Swan Princess, apparently. That's interesting. I didn't. Next on my list, and the penultimate book, is Song of Wraiths and Ruin by Roseanne A. Brown, which is a West African inspired fantasy that I know absolutely nothing about because my memory is terrible, but it has a beautiful map. So, what more do I need? So it's delicious delicious magic, romance, and intrigue. A fantastical tale full of heart, adventure, and intrigue. Lush details of a world and characters so vividly drawn that they leap off the page. Okay. I think it's like an enemies to lovers sort of thing. But it's very pretty and I can't wait to read it. And finally, Court of Miracles by Kester Grant, which seems to be, it's a beautiful reimagining of Les Miserables that tells the stories of your favourite characters and what might have happened if the French Revolution had not come to pass. With another beautiful map. So I am very excited for all of these books. Probably because I've said the word excited 1,000 times this video. I don't know if anyone can tell. But yes, let me know if you've read any of these books. If you have any opinions on them, please no spoilers. I don't want to be spoiled for these books. Usually at the end of these videos I hold up all the books, but considering they are over in 3 piles, I don't think I'll be able to. But there it is. But the one I'm most excited to start will be this one. I'll probably be starting it tonight or tomorrow at the latest, and it's very short, so I might finish it very quickly. And then I don't know what I'm going to read next. I'll probably read a couple of chapters of City of Heavenly Fire to get that out of the way. So, that was my end of the year kind of all TBR. There are a couple of tags I need to do, I haven't done yet. Specifically the We Hunt the Flame Zimra tag. So I promise, Ramila, not that you're watching, if you are watching I'm slightly overwhelmed because you are amazing. I will do it. I will find all the questions, write them down and do the thing. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about any of these books, and I will see you next video. Thank you. Bye.